Hello, welcome to my first podcast on my lovely revamped YouTube channel. So, my name is Dan Hank, and I shall be talking to you about some random topics. So, first of all, let's just dive straight into who am I? So, I'm a dad. So I'm a dad now, and that's bizarre. I'll be honest. It feels normal. It does feel normal now, but definitely when it first happened, I knew about it. It wasn't just like, oh, you're a dad. Hi, I haven't seen you in 9 months. It was it was planned, and I did know about it. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, at first, everybody says to you, say goodbye to sleep, but it's the most amazing thing in the world, and those things are true, but at the same time, it's unsolicited, and it does make you a little bit nervous. Like, if a couple are genuinely thinking about starting a family, and all they hear is, oh, you'll be up all night, well, wait, make sure you travel first, and blah 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 blah, all this stuff. It's all negative. When you actually like zoom out and probably think about it, it's very negative what people say. Like, even if it's just banter and stuff, when you actually think about it, it's very, very rude, to be honest. So, imagine how many people have stopped the idea of having kids because their parents or their friends are like, oh, don't have kids, don't have kids. Those same people adore their kids, and it's just like this weird banter, isn't it? But yeah, when my son was born, was honestly, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was the most amazing thing in the world, but I didn't have a bond straight away. And people say it's the most amazing bond and you'll never experience love like it. What they didn't tell me is you need to earn that, especially as a dad. I can't speak for mothers. I can't speak for all dads either. I'm just talking about myself. Yeah, you need to put the hours in. You need to do the nighttime feeds. You need to do the diaper changes, whatever time of the day, whatever whatever may have filled that diaper. You have to deal with it, and it's when you start doing all these things and you just adore this little person. You then get this bond that everybody speaks about. For some people, they might get it as soon as they hold the baby for the first time. They might get an immediate bond, and good luck to them. But for me, it was, I loved my son, of course I did, and I was super proud, and he was the most amazing thing I've ever seen, and I was so proud of my wife. I couldn't believe how well she did, but it felt like any other baby. It's not any baby, but it felt the same as like holding a niece or a nephew. Like, I love them and I care about them, but it hasn't quite, snapped in my head or clicked in my head that this little baby is mine and my wife's. But it's like, it's my child that nobody else apart from my wife has responsibility for, and I'm now forever a dad. That doesn't sink in. That doesn't just go, oh, I know exactly what to do now. Nobody knows what to do until it happens. And the most amazing thing about being human, and being just any animal when you actually think about it, is how well you adapt. Some better than others, but when you think, and like me and my wife, when we first spoke about having a baby, we didn't have a clue. We may have thought we knew some things about it, but looking at us a year ago, our kid is 10 months old. So a year ago, like, we had 2 months until our baby was born, let's say let's go for then. So let's say she was 7 months pregnant. That was a lot of math for me. I hope it was right. Let's say she was 7 months pregnant, and we were like, okay, we've got like a year's worth of clothes off of Facebook for free. That's a hell of a tip, by the way. If you're expecting a child, go on Facebook Marketplace. People are throwing them away for free. Not child, but throwing kids' clothes away, because your kid grows through clothes so fast that it's not worth 10 quid per t-shirt, or 20 or 30 quid per t-shirt, depending on where you shop. It's just not worth it. And when I'm saying t-shirt, it's obviously onesies. But yeah, they grow through it so fast. Like, my son is 10 months old, and he's no longer wearing onesies to bed. He's in like a pajamas, but a t-shirt and the bottoms. And I've gone completely off topic what I was talking about, and that's gonna really annoy me, because when I look back at this, I'm gonna be like, why didn't you carry on that point that you were saying? But as I said, this is my first podcast, and I don't know how many minutes I'm in. Like, I might be 3 minutes in, I could be 13 minutes in. I don't have a clue, because I'm looking at the back of my phone, because I don't have a special camera and a microphone. So I'm just using my iPhone, so I hope it sounds alright. But yeah, I don't have a clue how long I've been talking for, and it's quite hard to fill the silence. If I just stop, it's hard to start again, because like, what do I talk about? And it becomes like breathing in a way. Like, I'm still talking now, and I have no... When you think about what talking is, like how fast humans talk to each other, like, somebody will come up to me, I meet them, I've said like so many times, I'm really sorry, but somebody can come up to me, I've never met them before, and I can say, hello, how are you? And they go, yeah, good, thank you, how are you? And I'll go, yeah, not bad. What's your name? And we just get into conversation as if it's rehearsed, but it's not. It's just off the top of your head, and you have a full-blown conversation with somebody. That's what I think's amazing about when two people start dating. When you actually think about it, and people say, oh, the chemistry was just fantastic, or vice versa. Well, it's true though, isn't it? Like, when me and my wife started talking, we could talk. She's from America, I'm from the UK, so it was a lot of FaceTime, hours and hours and hours of phone calls. But we filled the silence, always. There was always so much to talk about. We never just had the phone on and just didn't say anything. I mean, sometimes we watched Netflix series together, and she was over there and I was here, and we just put we put the video cameras on. Video cameras? How old am I? We put FaceTime on. Video cameras. What? I've never said that in my life. We put FaceTime on, we said hi, had a little conversation, and then we watched our favourite show together, but we were like 7,000 miles away from each other. And that's quite cute when you actually... Is it 7,000 or 3,000 miles? The East Coast. That's actually quite cute when you think about it, isn't it? But was it sad? I don't know. But anyway, it was amazing how, apart from when we watched Netflix on the other sides of the pond, we could just fill the silence with conversation, and I would say something, she would say something straight back, and we had the internet connection. And when you think how fast your brain can just think of something and spit it back out, it's unbelievable, isn't it? I'm struggling now, I'll be honest, with this podcast. I'm struggling to keep on thinking of things to say, and it is weird. Like, it is bizarre that people can make a living out of doing this. It is the greatest career ever. When you think, what are your expenses apart from equipment? Like, you don't need special clothes. You don't, I mean, it does help if you do a video style like this, but you don't need anything special. What? Let's say that I went crazy and I was like, soundproof this room, I had an amazing microphone and an awesome camera. Once I did that investment, once that's done, all I got to do is breathe and eat and drink, obviously, and survive. But like, it's a service to people. When I listen to podcasts on the way to work, I put them on in the van. I'm driving the van for a couple of hours, and that's doing a service. That's entertaining me. that could be somebody literally just sat. I'm sat in a room. I'm sat in a shed, essentially. Like there's no insulation at all. This is freezing cold. The wall is freezing. I've just got a heater under the desk, which is keeping me warm. If I didn't have that on, I'd literally be shivering because it's a single skin brick wall. There's no insulation, and I can see the felt, and there's felt. There's holes in the felt. I got the tiled roof is like this, and I'm looking at the felt. Anyway, that's a terrible angle of me. If you're watching this and not just listening. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so podcasting, very easy, even though I'm struggling. Very easy. I can imagine if you're like a year in or 2 years in, and you do this every week. Obviously, coming up with ideas. I've got an idea book here. Haven't even started writing in it. It's just a prop, I guess. But if you have the ideas, that's the hardest part. The hardest part is coming up with the ideas of what you're going to do. That could be an idea about a video, a podcast, a TV show, a movie, a song, buying a lawnmower and going and mow some lawns for a bit of extra cash. The ideas, it doesn't say video ideas. My book just says ideas. Ideas that make me happy. Because currently what I'm doing is I'm happy. I'm not depressed. Luckily, I'm not depressed, anything like that. Like, I do suffer a little bit with anxiety sometimes, but I think everybody does to different extents. But the reason I'm doing this, I guess I'm like near the end of this podcast or halfway through. I don't know how long I'm going to talk for, but maybe I should have said this at the beginning. So the reason that I'm doing this is because I have this burning urge inside me to create my own thing. Now, I have a son, so I've kind of done that. But that's not what I mean. Create in terms of like production, and I guess it is just videos. It should just say video ideas. But I don't know if I always want to be in front of the camera, if you know what I mean. So I love the idea of speaking to somebody that is starting up or is doing well, and I could pitch them some ideas and they can run with that, and I get a bit of joy out of that. I don't get anything for it. Like, it's not a payment service. Like, I'm talking about what I've a handful of friends that I know that I've like spitballed some ideas to them, and they may have listened, may not have, whatever, and some have like moved on to be quite successful, and I'm really proud of them. And I really enjoyed just saying every thought that popped into my head. I just said it to them, because when I look at somebody's content, I can't help but see everything behind it. So let's say you're looking at somebody. Let's take me in this example. So I'm talking in front of a camera. If you're just listening to this, you can't see this. But yeah, for video viewers of this, so I have some lights behind me on the wall. I'm not sure if you can see it in the angle, but there's a metal detector up on the wall behind me as well. Now, I would be watching me going, he set those lights up for a specific reason, lighting. The metal detector, what's the story behind the metal detector? Does he do metal detecting videos? Should he do metal detecting videos? Is there a reason it's there? Also, what lighting situation does he have behind the camera that you guys can't see? Because you need to light up your face somehow. So what lights is he using? What camera is he using? What angle is he using? Would it be better if he moved, or she, moved the camera to a different location? And what are they talking about? What's the content? Does it work for them? And all this. And I look at something and I just have so many ideas flood into my head that I just want to scream it through the screen to them. Go, oh, you should do that. You should do this. You should do this. It might not work. It just pops into my head. Now, the problem is with me is I don't get those ideas flowing into my head for myself, which is really frustrating when you think about it. Because when I sit down and go, right, brain, spit all of your ideas, flood this book with ideas. Doesn't happen. I mean, I've got some, I have, like, not written on that, but I've done voice memos to myself, and I've written them on my actual phone, on my notes. So I've got some ideas, but I guess my main problem, my main issue is I put myself down. So I think about something. So I can speak to somebody and go, you should do this, that'll work, that'll be amazing, and they'll go and do it, and it could pay off because they'll go and do it. Then I'll think of something for myself and go, oh, we should do that, that'll be amazing. But then in the back of my head I go, yeah, but it won't work. Like, it's you. And I just put myself down. And so let me get back to why I'm doing this then. So it's for my mental state. Honestly, it is for my mental health, because every single day I'm battling myself going, just do what you love. And that's literally just doing my thing, whether that's making a video, a podcast, writing down ideas for things. In the future, I'm going to have so many more examples. I just can't think off the top of my head. But it's doing this. It's working on something like my own seed, whether that's on social media or whatever it is, just my own thing, away from my career, away from my work, and even family life. Because me and my wife have decided that we've worked together. We've made videos together in the past, but we kind of clash sometimes, where I will say, oh, we should do this, and I become a bit too controlling, I think. Not controlling, but maybe that is the word. But it's not enjoyable for my wife as much. I think it's because she's very creative, and I'm very creative when I want to be. So then if we both do it, then we will just clash, and it's better if I just work on just myself to start with, because that's my problem. I guess that's what my problem is. If I make a video or whatever it is with my wife, I will probably take the controlling position because I so desperately want to create something, and I should just be doing that for myself, and then I'll be so much more enjoyable to be around, like working with, for my wife, I guess. But you know, I'm kind of running thin on things to talk about, and the reason for that is because it is pretty late now. It's gone 10. It must be. I'm looking for my phone. That's how late it is. I'm looking for my phone, and I'm recording myself on my phone. I'm an idiot. So I'm gonna end it here. If you have listened to this whole thing or watched this whole thing, thank you so much. Thank you for sticking around. You are an OG, officially an OG, because this is my first video. So if you've watched all of this, then I mean, it's only going to be one of you. So you're the original OG. So if you are, then leave a like and leave a comment. Depends on what platform we're on right now. But yeah, if it's on like YouTube or something that has a comment section, leave a comment saying OG. Hank OG. Hank OG. Hank OG. That will then tell me that you've watched the whole video. Cool. Thank you again for sticking around, and there will be more videos to come very, very, very soon, because I love doing this and I'm fully pushing myself to do it. And I actually, sorry, before I go, I used this metaphor when so 2 days ago I started this thing. I put a voice memo on, and I just start talking to I just flicked my hoodie into my own face. I just talk to myself, because when I sit down and try and write into the book, nothing comes out. So I'll start talking, and then all of a sudden, after 5-10 minutes, I'll be like, oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And then I listen back to it, and then, so today I listened back to it, and then it branched another idea. So then I paused that, and I spoke to myself again. So by doing that, I'm way further than I am after like a month or more of trying to write down ideas in a book. So I used I came up with this metaphor in my head of whatever my passion is, I'm not going to know like when I say passion, obviously I'm passionate about this, but the actual content, what sort of content am I passionate about making? Now I don't know, and I don't know until I start making all of them. Maybe not all of them, but making loads of them, and see which one I enjoy, and see which one gels with, like, I enjoy doing it, and the consumers, the viewers, enjoy watching it or listening to it. Once I have that balance, I'll then know, oh, that's what I've been searching for. So a metaphor I came up with in my head was the steam train. So I don't know how to run a steam train, and if you do, you might listen to this and think I'm off my head and I'm completely wrong. But what I said was, let's imagine I'm working on a steam train and I'm shoveling coal into the fire. Every time I shovel that coal, each piece of coal, there's about 30 of them, is a different type of content, and I chuck it into the fire, which is the internet, and see which one burns. As in, which is a good thing. This is a bad metaphor, isn't it? So basically, I've got to keep shoveling coal into the fire to feed the fire, and a steam train starts off slow, and then it builds up its pace. And once it's got to that speed, you don't have to throw in so much coal anymore. You just chuck in a bit now and again. Keep topping it up, because you would have found what works for you, what you enjoy. Because I could go flat out and upload not 100 videos a week, I'm an idiot, 10 videos a week, and then eventually, a couple of years down the line, could be like, let's actually stop and think about this. 6 of these videos aren't even being watched, but these 4 are doing really well, and I enjoy doing those. So I'm just going to do four videos a week now, and not burn myself out so much. So it's all about getting that momentum going, and then hopefully at one stage, at a certain stage, we're going full speed. And I got to look at this like the chase, not the TV show, but it's all about the chase in life, isn't it? When you first meet your partner, it's all about the chase of like, I've got to secure her. Not that sounds rude, that sounds a bit weird, but I can't live without her is what I meant. Yeah, what am I saying? I don't know, it's too late. But I've completely lost my head. Completely lost my mind. It's bedtime. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for listening and watching. If you've got to this point, now comment Hank OGG. Alright, now I know that you've watched to the end. Right, take care. See you in the next video or podcast. Whatever I do next, I'll see you there. Thank you very, very much. Have a good one. Bye.